Okay, guys, why don't we get started? For the people that are not here, minus 5 points. Plus 10 points for everyone here? I don't know. Joseph will fix it. So today's going to be like literally like a 4-minute, 55-second lecture. So today we're actually going to be doing Quality Control 3, Lecture 1 topic. Wow. We're going to be 4 minutes, 57 seconds. I started back at the beginning. This is going to be a very long lecture today. Let's see. For those that saw it, there's actually very short slides here. So we're doing Quality Control 3, last of the rotations. Does everybody have 3 parts that have been casted? Nobody has that. Okay. So little bunker thingies. If you have 3 of them, don't worry about it. If you only have 1 of them, you'll want to see Blake pretty quick, because we want to try and get those made before the halfway mark of the class. Basically, the last hour of the class is when you guys are going to quality control yourself. Steve will explain it. But we're going to put quality control in the last hour. Wednesday did this. It worked out perfectly. We had enough time to finish all the building and casting, everything. And then in the last hour, they had enough time to do all their quality control. Yes? And that's the Excel spreadsheet? Yes, the Excel spreadsheet in this tool, not this tool.
Reload. I think that one may be the incorrect one.
Yeah, no, not the tool, but the Excel. Yeah.
I think, because I uploaded the wrong one yesterday.
Taking ownership.
I'm going to re-upload one.
So, and we'll explain that in a second. I'll have Steve come up and go through the whole idea of what we're going for. DT2, you already turned in. DT3 will be assigned next week. Quality control is due at the end of class day. Literally, everybody on Wednesday pulled it off. We had some questions. Why did we do incursion and create this thing Eastern Front for you guys to do quality control? Because it was brutally painful. No, because we actually had used incursion as a model system. We'll be using it again later in the class as a model system for financial models. We also had copyright permission. Anything I used from them, it was with their permission, which is an important lesson for you guys, I think. We try to iterate on this in ethics and other things that you've done previously. This carries forward into Capstone. You'll have to worry about IP and copyright protections and trademarks and all that. And also, if anyone's an honors thesis, it's the same thing. We don't even reuse our own figures from our own publications unless we go to the editor and ask permission, copyright permission, to use our own figures. If we do something like that, usually what we do is we go back to a previous one before it was published and use that one. But everything that is copyrighted, you have to always get permission to use. So that was, really important. What I really wanted to do, though, ultimately, was teach you guys what a larger company feels like. You're all working on the same thing. And we have a student that's visiting in here. She's doing her master's in engineering education, and she's a quality control specialist in the industry. She's going to go through Wednesday's class and Friday's class and see which class was more productive in their yield rates. And then overall, as a whole group of BME 382ers, what was our overall yield rate, and see what we had. And that's something that, in a big company is a really important thing. And then also I wanted, we don't really have any other class that we teach that gives you guys a look at what quality control really is. So we'll get to that next week. This week, basically what you're going to be doing is kind of like this, but again, I'll let Steve clarify because I'll just confuse everyone, including myself. So, do you want that one up?
Yeah, the photo.
Okay.
On the photo.
Okay. So, who's it? Go ahead. I'll get out of the way.
Okay. So this is the Excel sheet that you'll have once Joseph re-uploads it. And essentially, you'll sort of go and fill it out. And the first column here is the quality control result. It's going to be basically pass or fail, depending on when you're looking at it. And then the next column over is going to be the explanation. Will be pre-production, post-production, and then or both. And pre-production are parts that we basically give you. So, like if the stuff from the chipboard is cut wrong and it won't fit into the tool, we'll be pointing it.
Joseph.
Joseph.
No, you didn't do this. Okay.
Then that would be something that's would be our fault. And then if it's post-production, it's like assembly, or if like the digital artwork is wrong, that would be on our end too. But if someone cuts the piece of paper in half, that's on your guys' fault. So use the little tool. If you need extra ones, let it go by faster. I think we gave them one.
Yeah, you should have enough that everybody in your team has enough one tool in the box. So if we're wrong, we got more. Don't worry.
So the side up here is the shorter side. It's kind of cut off here, but it's going to go from the flat edge to the flat edge inside the bunker. And then the longer edge here will go from the corner to corner. And it'll basically be sort of a quick check to make sure that the casting dimensions are correct. The center cutout here is for the bottom of the tombstone, and they should set right inside. They should, since they're being laser cut, they should fit right in.
Let's get it screwed up.
And then the lines here, the sort of edge lines are the card sizes, so there's a photo you can see more of it. But basically the bigger cards let them fit inside this line here, and then it works your way down to the smaller sizes. And so that's basically it. And then the last column here, you'll get an explanation of like what was wrong. So if it failed, why did it fail, or if it passed, you can just sort of make a quick comment or just leave it blank. And then you'll do your own quality control. So there'll be another tab here for doing your game first, and then you'll rotate. You basically just rotate to the left and pick up someone else's game and do their quality control. And then upload it by the end of today. Not the end of class, but the end of today. And try compressing all the photos, because the other class had issues, like it took like 10 minutes or something to upload. So just quickly compress the photos.
Or just delete them, maybe. Yeah, whatever.
Kind of nice to have.
Oh, they're nice to have.
But it does.
He likes
will
them.
eventually upload. Just you may have to take some time. So does anyone have any questions?
Okay.
No.
Thank you. So next week. Oh, thanks. Next week, this will go back to the regular working on your own game. This is really where you're going to start figuring out, like, is your mechanics kind of functional? Use your alphas or whatever you've been working towards a beta, even if it's all paper. But what we're going to probably start doing is talking to you guys about a bill of materials. And this is literally going to be what you start to think about. What are the components inside your game? What are they made out of, or what technique do they use? We'll put a spreadsheet up. That'll help us figure out who is the person that's going to be responsible for you to contact, and how do we get this going, and so we don't overload systems. One of the important aspects in this class I thought that was really unique versus anything else we teach, I'm hoping that by not next week, but probably the week after that, there's at least one team in this classroom that's ready to go. We will cut you loose. You will be able to go right towards your final product. I really, really encourage it, because it's really great to get the machines not all backlogged, but it's a kind of a motivating driving force to, see who can get first. But to do that, you got to at least get 2 TAs or myself to agree that your components are all cool, your mechanics are sound, you got a good idea what your costs are. You're actually going to have to get a little bit ahead in order to actually get ahead in manufacturing. So, usually what happens about week 7 or 8, one team usually gets a go-ahead. The week after that, it's usually 1 or 2 that get it. Then the week after that, about 3, and then the last few teams are literally, we had like 1 team the last week got the go-ahead. So it's all up to you. We go very asynchronous on building here because, I don't see why we have to make everyone wait. So typically what happens, people fudge it up, and then they realize we have time to fix it. Another thing that has happened is people take it to the extreme and make a really cool game. You can start working on your elevator pitches. We'll start rearranging the lab the way it will be when you do your pitches, so you'll get a feel for what that's going to be like. The people that are ready to do their pitches, you'll practice in front of us. It'll give you a chance to kind of really get your thoughts put down on paper. And I don't really care if you're sitting there like this telling me your pitch. But when the people come through, the more rehearsed and practiced it is, the more people on the team that share that pain, it actually gets very dynamic and really fun. We got picked apart previously because of boxes. We haven't done much about box building in this class yet. I can maybe run a demo for 1 team member from each team, maybe in the weeks coming. Another thing is financials. So Nicole is going to be putting together some stuff with Joseph, and we're going to get your financials tightened up. All these things are used in Capstone. So everything we're teaching, except for the box making maybe, but everything we're trying to do is get you ready for a senior year. If you're already in it, hopefully you're basically, what are we, 1/3 of the way into the school year right now? So this is basically like in Capstone where you would be in November-ish, which if you're ahead of everybody, that's a good thing in Capstone. Where you want to be in December in Capstone is you want your crap ordered. If you don't have it ordered already, it depends on what you want to do with the break. If you want to be here working on your project during winter break and getting ahead, that's a really good thing to do in Capstone. If you are going to go home and go have some fun, whatever for break, get your stuff ordered so at least you're not waiting on something. When you come back, your stuff's here, you can start building. You never want to go like, I don't know what I'm doing, I'll come back in January and I'll order my stuff in January. 2 weeks later, after the office gets approval from Pizzicconi, you'll have your stuff ordered. About 3 weeks after that, you'll have your stuff in-house. You can probably do the math and figure out that's probably like February or March. You do not want to be there just receiving your stuff at that point. So you want to really be planning yourself and checking schedules. Another major failure in any teaming projects we do, communication. I would have to say probably about 75 to 80% of communication failures in Capstone come from design tasks are due, what's today, Friday? Friday morning. Do you like to do things Thursday night, and do you like to do things Friday afternoon and get it ready for next week and be a week ahead of the schedule? A lot of our Capstone teams are complaining about communication right now, and it's stemming from the fact of what's your priority? How do you like to do things? I call it marriage counseling. You know, I've learned, you know, in my life, don't try and change Alana, even though she tries to change me daily. Jeez, you know, it's one of those things is you're not going to change anyone, you're going to change yourself. And you either have to just say, you know what, my partner wants to team up and, you know, we're going to be a great team, except they want to do things at the last minute. Then I'm going to do everything I can do to get my stuff ready for it, and then it's in their hands, if you trust that. I met another creative senior that said, I do everything first, especially the stuff that they owe. I'm over 5 minutes, sorry. I do their part first, then I do mine, and then I let them fix the part that I did for them. If you want to work that way, that's fine. You know, whatever gets you through life. But anyways, you know, keep thinking about that as you work through your projects. If anyone's having problems with a teammate, again, talk to them, communicate. First line of defense is just find out what's going on in their life. If they don't want to share anything with you guys, talk to me. Get me involved. Or a TA. You know, we can resolve these things. This class is about fixing communication and teamwork. Okay? All right, get building.